congratulations. This is like a cultural hit cutting across, generations and continents, really.
Yeah.
So at what point did you guys think that, oh my gosh, this is a movement already? Wednesday is like a movement and a big influence in today's generation.
Yeah, it was an utter surprise the first season when it kept kind of going and going and going, and then we would get calls and emails from people that we hadn't heard from in years and stuff, and it was great. I mean, it was like the best kind of surprise.
Yeah, I mean, completely. It took us by total surprise. But it's been, now we've looked at it, it's sort of kind of understand why and the sort of the universal appeal of Wednesday and the Addams Family. So, but it's still, I think everyone was stunned.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's tricky, right, to have something gloomy or dark and make it really appeal to everybody.
Well, yeah, that's the weird thing about the show. It's very dark and morbid, but actually it's incredibly joyful and funny and
endearing.
Yes, and emotional.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I think are really surprising about the show, and I think unexpected. I think you don't expect an Addams Family show to be so moving.
Yeah.
It has been reimagined a number of times, and what's a banter between you two like when you create the story arcs for each of the member of the Addams Family, given that, of course, in season 2, we see more of them now?
Yes, which we wanted to do. I mean, I think people are fascinated by the Addams Family, and you don't know that much about them.
Yeah.
They didn't have names until the TV show in the 60s.
Yeah.
So for us, it's a great kind of blank canvas. And a lot of the previous iterations, it was kind of like we call it a sitcom setup, which is you have the Addams Family, and then you have an outsider who's coming in and trying to pull one over on them or steal their money or do something.
Yeah.
But what we wanted to do is, just because they're a family that love each other doesn't mean that you can't have family drama or family conflicts like every family has. And to be able to kind of explore that with this show between, Morticia and Wednesday, between, Morticia and her own mother, and so I think it's just, and Wednesday and Pugsley. So it's just really making, they're the Addams Family and it's a heightened world, but there's a grounded emotional component to the show.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly right. I think there's something that's very appealing about the Addams Family and aspirational. And I think every family can see themselves reflected in the Addams Family. Mm-hmm. And in terms of it's very interesting and again, surprising that the show appeals to multi-generations. You can have people in their 80s watching the show and people,
now even grandmas.
Yeah. And
no, my parents are in their 80s and they like it and their friends like it and call them. So that's like...
So there's something that's just universal about it. And I think there's obviously the nostalgia factor, people grew up on it.
Yeah.
There's also something that they see reflected about their own lives. And now we also have, Joanna Lumley plays Grandmama from Morticia's mother. She
Glam
comes in.
Mama.
Yeah.
Glam. She's so beautiful.
So beautiful.
Incredible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a story arc that you would want the audience to watch out for in part 2 or keep an extra look at?
Well, part 2 is full of surprises. We'll say that.
Yeah.
And it gets sort of bigger and better as it goes.
Yes.
And I think the relationship there are 2 relationships we love, and I think really get even better in part 2 are Agnes and Enid, and Morticia and Hester, her mom.
Yeah.
So those 2 things I think were really delicious, and I think the audience will really enjoy them.
Because everyone's asking what's going to happen to the Enid and Wednesday. We want the audiences want. I'm sure you see the comments, right? But yesterday, we were so surprised to see Gwendolyn back. Jaw drop, mic drop. How was that decision made?
Well, it's something we talked about a lot after the first season because she's such a great character, and it's good the way she died, but it was very abrupt. So suddenly you felt like, oh, is there?
Where was she going?
No, that was.
Is she really gone?
I remember standing on set behind the camera watching as Christina Ricci, the Thornhill character, plunges the syringe in Gwendolyn's neck and thinking, oh my God, we just killed this amazing character. We're out of our minds. And then we were just like, how are we going to bring her back? And then we had this idea like 6 months later, actually.
Yeah.
Like, because we wanted to do it, if we're going to bring her back, we could find a way to do it that doesn't feel like it's just a cheat.
Yeah.
And the idea that she is a spirit guide for Wednesday felt like, so she's still a ghost, so she's still dead, but she's coming back, and she can still be just as annoying to Wednesday as she was
You know,
when she's
I
alive.
want to see the dynamics that they would have. I'm sure it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And endearing as well. So during the final shoot with her, you still didn't know if you were going to bring her back, or at that moment?
No, we didn't at all. But just like, and then we saw the fan reaction to her,
Yeah.
and our own, and just in terms
just
of
our own reaction,
Yeah.
and then she and Jenna have such a great bond.
Yeah.
and
We
there's
saw
so much, and there's so much,
Jenna hugged her.
there's so
But
much
it's so
fun
genuine.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see that on set, and so to have that element, it really felt like a really beautiful thing to bring into the second part of the season, and I think an audience is really going to love what happens.
Yeah.
And speaking of Wednesday, of Jenna, I know she's also a producer in this season. How's a collaboration like with your lead star?
Well, I think when the show's called Wednesday, there's always a collaboration. You know, there was a collaboration from the first season. You know, because she reads the scripts and gives notes, and so we've always had that with her. And she's an actor who kind of looks at the big picture, which not all actors do.
Ooh.
So she definitely has, I think, interest in doing other things in her career. You know?
She's an innate understanding of
Yeah.
camera, of where to stand, of just what the crew and all those different elements of what happens on a set.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that she's really interested in, and we are very open in terms of like allowing her access to all the different elements of the show, and always hearing feedback, and it's a TV show, because it's ongoing, is very much a family.
Yeah.
So you want every member of the family to feel heard, and we love that element of TV, that a movie you like, it's like it's a date, whereas a TV show is a marriage, because you keep on going. It lasts for years.
Yeah.
So you really want everyone to feel comfortable and safe, and that it's a place they can learn and let their creativity run wild. So that's something that we really encourage.